Hey everyone, this is Jason Feng, again being featured on Hakame Data's channel. I was at the Niagara Falls Regional yesterday playing Ritual Beasts and placed 10th. Anyways, let's go into the deck profile. So for the Ritual Beast engine, first I played 3 Elder, 3 Spiritual Beast Tamer Lara, 3 Canahawk, and 3 Rampengu as the important cards for this deck. Canahawk and Rampengu are now 1-card starters by themselves, but they are kind of quite fragile on their own. Elder plus one of these, or Lara plus one of these is probably some of your best 2-card combos of this deck. Lara by herself now is really good. As you know, it's new support. She gives you an extra normal summon, extra bodies, protection, and as long as you keep her in the graveyard, she is follow up for your next turn. Just really good by himself. Then for the rest of the Ritual Beast monsters, I played Wen, Lara, Zephyr Pelica, Winda, Pelio, and Petalfin. These were important that they're level 4s, and these were important that they're also extra names and also do something when you normal summon them. So reviving extra bodies and whatnot. Like Spiritual Beast Tamer Lara, Spiritual Beast Tamer Winda is that important that she can function as both a Ritual Beast and a Tamer. So AN is just really good. Pelio was really good that just the extra attack boost and just banishing cards from your graveyard just really helps keep their engine going and in rotation. I put in Petalfin originally at first that I thought that maybe the spot removal might come up, but it was mainly more for the extra body, and also another level 4 body in the deck was just really important, it turned out to be, but these were great solo pieces to the deck also. For the rest of the Ritual Beast engine, we played 3 Inheritance, 1 Steeds, and then I consider this engine as well technically for the deck 3 Emergency Teleport. Inheritance gave this deck much needed additional consistency. It just, again, by itself it's not a starter, but you, as long as you have another Ritual Beast monster in hand, you search a Ritual Beast of any another type, then discard a card. It's just really good. Just again, extra consistency. Steeds is just part of your inboard. It's non-targeting monster destruction is usually pretty good. And then Emergency Teleport, just being able to play through hand disruptions is just really good. That's the Ritual Beast engine. I also played the Nemesis engine, as you guys may have seen. So main deck I played Flag and Corridor. Flag's what you search off the Infernal Flame Banshees, which you'll see later. I decided to main deck Corridor rather than main deck Protoss first. My thought process when building this deck was Colossus is much safer blind game 1 rather than Protoss. Protoss is much stronger, I feel, in games 2 and 3, where information is already known about what deck you're playing. Then you call the correct attribute, dark, fire, wind, whatever it may be. And then you just blow out your opponent from there then. But for blind game 1 main deck, I felt Colossus was just a bit safer. That's the Nemesis main deck stuff. I'll get to the rest of the non-engine. First off, just two copies of Pot of Prosperity. One, you don't really want to banish your extra deck too much. You just want some additional consistency. Your extra deck is pretty tight as is already. So mainly you just banish 3 for Pot of Prosperity. You only banish 6 when you do not have a starter, you have no means to play, and you need something. Or you need a side deck piece card in like game 2 and 3 to combat your opponent's board. For the rest of the non-engine shifter, because this deck plays very, very well under shifter and hoses Snake Eye. 3 Ash, 3 Imperm, 2 Triple Tactics Talent, then 2 cross out for the Nibiru. I felt that this was fairly solid for what it was. Shifter, because again, this deck plays very well under shifter. You need Ash against certain matchups like Branded and Melodious and whatnot. Imperm is just very, very safe as a hand trap. This is very strong going first or second, playing through board breakers and hand traps. Just very solid. I like cross out Designator with the Nibiru just to give me some extra insulation against Nibiru, because this deck folds pretty badly under Nibiru if timed correctly. There are lines in this deck where you can make Appaloosa by summon 5 or 6, just right. That's like the last point before like you can get Nibiru'd. But I didn't really see anyone Nibiru me or evenly match me much yesterday. No evenly match at all. But Nibiru, I only encountered it in my final round, round 8, where I was being a bit greedy, and then when I saw the Nibiru, I was like, okay, now we need to adjust the lines of play. Otherwise, these defensive cards were very, very solid for me. I usually did not try to blind shifter just because it's especially the correct play most of the time, unless like you know what matchup you're on, like you know Snake Eyes or whatever it may be, then you like straight shifter them. But otherwise, this deck plays very well with shifter. For the extra deck, for the Ritual Beast cards, first I'll do 2 Ulti Canahawk, 2 Ulti Notre Drago, 1 Ulti Apelio, 1 Ulti Gaia Apelio, 1 Ulti Kumi Falcos, and 1 Ulti Retiari. I was the biggest proponent of 3 Ulti Canahawks for the longest time, but this was a decade ago. Things are different now. Space is a lot tighter in the extra deck when you want to play like generic links, good stuff, and all sorts of things. But Ulti Notre Drago was a great addition to the extra deck. The fact that you can banish the materials from either field or graveyard to summon this is really, really good. It also gives your other Ritual Beasts targeting protection, which is really, really strong as well. It made my plays really safe for the most part, other than say like Nibiru. Otherwise than that, good stuff. I didn't really summon Ulti Apelio or Ulti Gaia Apelio much yesterday. Just used them mainly to dump Ritual Beast Tamers and the Apelio itself. Kumi Falcos and Ulti Retiari are what get you to your link stuff. Kumi Falcos gives you an extra normal summon. It can also tag itself out for 2 Ritual Beast names. Really, really good. And Ulti Retiari is what gives the starter Ritual Beast end board a lot more teeth. It's Disruption, recurs a card from your banished every turn. Has a lingering floodgate effect where you can't, your cards cannot be tributed for cost. Really, really good. Just nothing to say. This is, I think, like for what I played yesterday at the regional, these ratios for the Ritual Beast portion was really good. For the rest of the extra deck, Appaloosa, IP into SP, Nightmare Unicorn into Axis Code Talker, and then Inferno Flame Banshee with the Thunder Dragon Colossus. And as mentioned, you have safe plays with Appaloosa, and that's why you play it. And again, Nib and Droll rewards enemies, more so Nib. Some of your end boards, it's can end on IP Masquerena. This is just for more to try to end games with. These three are what I'd like to talk in some further detail about. Flame Banshee with SP Little Knight with the Nemesis engine. Just SP Little Knight banish the Flame Banshee while you have Nemesis flag out. It allows you to link climb a lot more easily. Just keep going. And then the fact that this enables the Nemesis engine by itself is already like really insane. And then Colossus, as I chose to main deck Corridor and side deck Protoss. For the side deck, I chose to play Protoss, as you know. This, out of my 6 wins yesterday, 3 of my wins were determined by this card alone. I called Fire against one Snake Eyes player, and then the other 2 were against Branded and Unchained, where I both called Dark twice those times. Then Anti-Spell plus Feather Duster. Just solid sideboard cards. I also played 3D Dimensional Barrier, 3 Dark Ruler No War, 3 Cosmic Cyclone, and then lastly I chose to play Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood. Solid choice. This was the slot I kind of regret. When I was building this deck, some of my friends were just telling me, reminding me that, hey Jason, when you play this deck, we think your opponents are going to be reading your cards a lot. That's going to burn a lot of time on the clock. I had a thought about it. I agreed. So that's why I wanted to play this, just to give myself some insurance against the time rules currently. This turned out to be a mistake, just because most of my matches ended without needing to use time rules. And this should have been something else, like Book of Eclipse. Book of Eclipse probably would have been a lot better. 1, it's a board breaker, and then 2, even if my Ritual Beasts get flipped face down, I can still use them to contact fusion into the various fusions. And that's the deck profile. Just wanted to shout out to Hakanome for again featuring me on his channel. Thank you. To Emily for driving me to the regional and back. Thank you and much love. To Verinder, Chandra, and Nash, thank you for being great friends and supporters at the event. Much love. To the GTHA Yu-Gi-Oh! Judges, thank you for your support yesterday, for cheering me on during my crazy tournament run. To Demi TCG for having the new Ritual Beast cards in such short notice, for meeting me on Friday and getting me the cards in time that I needed for the event. If you ever need Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards and you're in the Durham region, he's your guy to find them. Lastly, I wanted to shout out to Jojo ASMR, Suiski, Edie Yu-Gi-Oh! And the Ritual Beast spreadsheet. These were the resources needed and that allowed me to quickly learn the updated Ritual Beast combos and plays for the deck profile. Just wanted to reiterate, so I finished 10th with a record of 6-2 with 8 rounds of Swiss and 220 players. My matchups were 3 Snake Eyes, 2 Tempai, 1 Unchained Yubel, 1 Branded, and 1 Combo Pile, which featured Mid-Adium, Snake Eyes, and Sky Striker cards. My losses were to the Combo Pile in round 6, and lastly to Snake Eyes in round 8. If I had beaten the Snake Eyes player in round 8, I would have been in top 8. Unfortunately, that was not the case, so that's that.